The cleaning of the worm from one bin to the other, is that to stop any contamination, possible contamination?
You know, eggs or anything like that. But in bins like this, it's less common for that kind of contamination. If you have them outside, of course, but if they're in your home, I mean, it's staying pretty clean. It's just that at Concordia, we had these big wooden bins that were built and they didn't have a tight seal. And so, yeah, I mean, there's bugs and there's stuff. So when we're giving people worms, we're trying to clean them and make sure that they're not going to have contamination. But yeah, I mean, if you look after it, and that's why I was trying to emphasize getting a really good seal around here and just using a lot of glue. So, I mean, I don't know, I don't really need to show, but you just want to put it all in here.
I don't know the answer, but it was a cultivar that was very popular. And there was like one or two other material there.
Yeah, you do. Actually, good reminder. Do you guys want me to pass this around so you can kind of see it?
It's okay.
So what do you do with the rocks?
They're going in the bottom before you put any of the dirt in. So you can either have loose rocks if you want. I would clean them first, again, to avoid having bugs and stuff. I would just give them a rinse. Or you can make a case for them out of the same material because it needs to be permeable so there's drainage. That's the whole purpose of the rock. And so yeah, bottom layer, put them in and then put the soil on and then put the worms in. And dig a little hole for the worms in.
How much soil do you put in?
Gravel inside the bank that you're making?
Yeah. Anything that's going to
Does it have
allow
to be fairly thick or like an inch? Or
yeah, like we had about an inch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you put your extra worms back into your garden?
Yeah, it's just kind of complicated, but
They would die during the winter.
Yeah, they're not super resilient. They're actually a South American breed, so I don't think that they.
Because you know, our daughter gave us a gift of worm composting, and we're worms from California.
Yeah.
So we had them in our house, and I guess going to the lake and then back and forth, and I found it hard, and we had way too much compost for them. So I'd give them some, and I'd wait, and I'd move here, and they still didn't go. And I thought, oh, finally, we just ignored it so much that I didn't know if they were alive or dead, and I didn't think I should put them in my garden. We put them outside, let them dry, then let them freeze, and we didn't know what.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think I should put them in our regular garden.
That we were told not to, just because they're not.
But would they freeze and die, or would there still be eggs in there? See, I didn't know how. I didn't want to pollute anything else or bring something from another country.
Yeah, and this is the thing. This is kind of this issue that we had before you. We were always like, bring the bins back, and we'll look after them and kind of keep them within the greenhouse. And so when I actually moved, I couldn't bring this 40-pound bin on the plane, so I just gave it to my roommate, and she wanted to look after it. But I mean, this is kind of this question that kept coming up, and we're like, well, we don't really know what to do.
Better to just throw like a handful of worms in a house plant then?
To put them in a house plant. I don't know if that we never put them in a house plant. I don't know the effect it would have. I know the soil that you get, and this is part of it that I haven't really added. It's called worm humus or worm castings, and it's a very good fertilizer, but it's quite potent. So you actually want to mix that in with regular potting soil, and that's the benefit of this, is that it's a cyclical process, so that you can take some of the soil out, and of course the soil will keep increasing because the worms continue to make castings.
I have two questions. Do you have to add water ever?
Possibly. You just kind of feel the soil and see if it's drying out. I never did. These, like I was saying, these bins seem to do their own little system.
And did the worms ever escape into your apartment?
They tried though. I saw them coming up the wall. I have like a bag of like right there.
Using your garden?
Yeah, you don't want to start
Above the holes?
above the
Above the holes, like put the dirt above the holes?
Yeah, a little bit. And of course, if you're using a bigger bin, you need to put more holes.
One more. And so when the soil has been processed, it's super rich in nutrients.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, at what stage do you take it out and then you remove the worms and then you just put it in your garden, or how do you utilize the compost when it's done its cycle?
Yeah, you can put it right into the garden. I mean, if it's a big garden, then you're obviously maybe like you would with a fertilizer that you buy. So it gives you that.
Put it in a flower pot and like again right into it without mixing it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
It's well.
And it didn't burn the roots or anything like that?
That's what they said. Like maybe
Yeah.
This is a fantastic presentation.
That's the stage I would like to get to because I left just as it was really starting to reproduce, so I didn't get to plant. So I would love to see how the soil does. I mean, it's kind of like gardening with trial and error and knowledge passed down and soil and stuff. There's tons of information on that. You know, there's actually a lot of like vermicompost advocates who are really sincere and excited.
Since you're doing this inside, is there very nasty odors come from this,
No,
or is it?
that was the thing, is that I was thinking, you know, my house is going to smell like compost. And you open it and it actually smells great. Like, if you have compost in the house and it's decomposing, you know, if you haven't put it outside in a while, you can smell it. But this smelled like herb, like spring, I don't know, it smelled great to me. Oh, as far as eggs. I didn't put any eggs in. No bread. I just stuck to fruits, vegetables. I didn't put any absolutely no meat. Yeah, onion skins they like. Yeah, it's mostly the acidic stuff and avocado peels. They did it in every compost totally.
What about tomatoes?
Tomatoes, yeah.
That's acidic.
Yeah, I guess the lemons and the limes I just noticed was really citrus and orange peels. But yeah, like anything, potato peels and starchy stuff like that they really liked. Celery stalks, apple cores.
I read on the internet that if you dry out your eggshells and crush them, it
Yeah.
helps into the decomposition of your teeth. So when you're taking food or vegetables, and a piece of eggshell as it passes through it.
Oh, that's great. Okay. So you just have to crush them up really small.
Yeah, I just dry them out until you have about a
Did
dozen
you wash
eggshells.
them?
It said to wash them, yeah, and then just crush them and crush them and crush them and just mix it in the soil.
Try that when I get yeah, and don't forget about the newspaper. The newspaper on top is really important for the moisture level.
You're seeing bait worms, like fishing bait worms.
They're called European bait worms. This is just something I found on the internet, and I use red wiggers, and that's the most common one that you find when you look it up. And I don't really know what European bait worms are, so I apologize. I'm definitely not an expert, but I just make sure.
Those are good for fishing.
And I guess if you needed some more for fishing, they would be on that.
Thank you.